The deep state is getting really desperate. Welcome, Patriots. Thank you for joining me again at Powerhouse Tactical, where we bring you conservative news, various constitutional issues, and also to protect our God-given rights. So check this out. Schifty Adam, the Democrat congressperson from California, also chairman for the House Intelligence Committee, just banned, pretty much kicked out, a Republican congressman from the deposition proceedings to Fiona Hill, the anti-Trump national security official believed to be the center of this Ukrainian proceedings. First of all, the House of Representatives, the U.S. House of Representatives, have not even approved the resolution authorizing a formal impeachment proceedings or investigation. House Democrats have ignored this fact and insisted that they just have full authority to subpoena all documents and testimony they desire. Whatever they want to have it. Even if specific committees are not designed or have the jurisdiction to demand particular information that they're asking for. So let's take a step back. So the appropriate group that is supposed to investigate a impeachment of the president, the proceedings, the whole 9 yards, gathering information, investigating it, is supposed to be done by the House Judiciary Committee. Adam Schiff, on the other hand, is the chairperson for the House Permanent Select Committee for Intelligence, so short, House Intelligence Committee, which has jurisdiction over the federal government's intelligence services and also related components of that. That has nothing to do with impeaching the president. Now, if the House passes and approves the resolution to proceed with the investigation for the impeachment of the president, the body that's supposed to handle it is supposed to be the House Judiciary Committee. Now get this. So while Adam Schiff, Schifty Adam, kicks out Matt Gaetz, Adam Schiff is the chairperson for the House Intelligence Committee, which has no jurisdiction over the impeachment, while Matt Gaetz is a member of the House Judiciary Committee, which is supposed to be the body of Congress that's supposed to be investigating the impeachment proceedings and investigations. With that said, the House has not even approved the resolution granting any of these bodies to investigate any of this just yet. So there are procedures, and this country is that is governed by law, not by emotion, not by mass hysteria or supposed hatred over a duly elected official. We're supposed to govern by law, and law dictates that we go through certain protocols. And these protocols include House approving a resolution to go ahead and do the investigation to see if the president is impeachable, has committed an impeachable offense, and if and also that authority, that jurisdiction is then granted to a certain body within the Congress, and that body is supposed to go ahead and proceed with certain type of then sub-procedures to investigate further. So Adam Schiff, who belongs to a body of Congress that is not supposed to be doing what he thinks he can do, is kicking out a member of a body that is supposed to be doing what Adam Schiff's body is doing. So, Judiciary Committee member is being kicked out by the House Intelligence Committee chair. It's an upside down world. It's just, this is not the only example that we're living in an upside down world in today's America. So, let's take another step back. So this deposition that Matt Gaetz was kicked out of by Schifty Adam was to depose this lady, Fiona Hill. She was subpoenaed last week to be deposed about her knowledge of allegations of wrongdoing against Trump regarding the phone call with the Ukrainian president on July 25th. So Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, the whistleblower, whose August 12th complaint, started this whole congressional impeachment, fire, was reportedly planning to testify her knowledge against Trump about the removal of Marie Yovanovitch. She was the ambassador to EU. Now, if you think about it, Ukrainian president, EU ambassador, U.S. ambassador to EU, where's the connection? Ukraine isn't even part of the 28 countries that make up the EU. So I don't really see the connection there. So they're really trying to grasp at anything and everything. Not only that, there isn't even anything to investigate when it comes to Maria Yovanovitch. Even her own words, I quote, she says, "Although I understand that I serve at the pleasure of the president, I was nevertheless incredulous that the U.S. government chose to remove an ambassador based, as best as I can tell, on unfounded and false claims, blah, 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 blah." Well, she said herself in the beginning of that statement, although I understand that I served at the pleasure of the president. You serve at the pleasure of the president. Not only her, but every other ambassador, U.S. ambassador sent anywhere in the world, they all serve at the pleasure of the president. So when the president is displeased, guess what? You're coming back home. End of the story. There's nothing to investigate. This whole Yovanovitch, Ambassador Yovanovitch issue is a non-issue. And last week, President's attorney, also, former president's candidate, Rudy Giuliani's, two of his associates, legal associates, were arrested for being accused of campaign finance violations. So when you look at all the things that the left, the Democrat Party right now, the leadership of the party, is accusing Trump, his administration, as well as rest of the Republican Party of doing, if you look at them real closely, those are all the things that Democrats do and repeat doing on a regular basis. So it's the way to project. So whatever they did wrong, they project it to their opponent and accuse them of doing that. I mean, look at what Adam Schiff just said on the CBS's Face the Nation interview. Quote, I quote, "We want to make sure that we meet the needs of the investigation and not give the president or his legal minions the opportunity to tailor their testimony and in some cases fabricate testimony to suit their interests." Speaking of fabricating testimony and tailoring testimonies, we saw the perfect example of that last week when Adam Schiff acted as though he was reading off of the transcript of president's conversation with the Ukrainian president, I mean, he was making the whole thing up, hoping that people would believe that was what he was reading off of. And when he was pointed out and called out on saying things that weren't true, he was saying that it was a parody. He didn't say that in the beginning. He had no smile on his face. That's not how parodies work, Schifty Adam. And let's just suppose and not be biased and say that there is a possibility of the president committing some wrongdoings. Okay, fine. If you were Schifty Adam, would you not want the whole country, all the citizens of this country, to see and hear what these people have to say about his wrongdoings? Why would you want to ban anybody from these hearings and proceedings and depositions? The truth needs to come out. What are you afraid of people finding out? And when you're asked if you had ever been in contact with a whistleblower, Adam Schiff said no. He's never had any contact with the whistleblower. Yet, that's clearly a lie. Even Schiff's staffers had admitted to the fact that they had been in contact with the whistleblower way before the official complaint was filed. So, whistleblower contacted Schiff's office way before the official complaint was filed. In fact, the way the complaint was filed was written in a way that I read it pretty much. I have it right here. Right here. I read the whole thing. And the way it's written, you can tell 7 different lawyers were sitting there writing it together. The way it's written. You guys can look it up online. Just look up the whistleblower complaint copy. It comes up. Read it if some guy just wrote it to complain about something. It's a very legally savvy document that was constructed here. And you bet Schiff's office had advised this whistleblower in writing this. Yet, when he's asked if he'd ever been in contact with the whistleblower, no. Blatant lie. If this whistleblower is telling the truth, what bad will come out of you just admitting that you had been in contact with a whistleblower before? What is there to really hide? Why would you lie about something like that? So bottom line, as far as today's episode, Adam Schiff had no right to kick Matt Gaetz out of the proceeding, the deposition proceedings. In fact, Adam Schiff has no authority to even have this proceedings. However, all the procedures, all the laws that governs these type of proceedings are out the door these days. Reason for that is deep state is really, really getting scared, really, really getting desperate. I really think the AG Barr is going to do his job under President Trump's direction to really get to the bottom of this whole Russian collusion thing and other treasonous actions that was perpetrated to this country, to the people, by the left. So, my prayers are with our president, our duly elected, beloved president, and all the soldiers that are fighting for the side of light and shine that light upon the deep state. I can't wait for the day that we get to drain this vile swamp that we call Washington, D.C. So I hope all of you are praying for the future of our country as well. for the sake of us as well as our children. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and God bless our republic.